Hello and welcome back to Montana. Tonight I am going to milk because those of you who don't know, Kirk actually plays bass sometimes for our church worship. So tonight is music practice, so I get to milk. I'm doing it a little bit more and more often and I truly enjoy it. But tonight I want to show you guys how do we clean the milking machine. And apparently we had been doing it wrong for quite a while. And eventually it kind of caught up to us. And so I want to show you guys what is considered the proper, correct way to clean a milking machine. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cece. My husband Kirk and I homestead in the big, beautiful state of Montana. Okay, this very first step is considered optional. We've started doing it just because we had this. This is a disinfectant. We used to do this as our normal cleaning practice, and then we found out that that's not what this is actually used for. This is actually used to wash your system because it's been hanging all day before you actually go and milk. So some people do it, some people don't. We do, like I said, because we have the cleaner on hand. So we mix about an ounce to probably about 3 gallons of water. The directions are on the back of these bottles. Everything we use is the Dairyland Brand. This is hyperchlor. Like I said, it's just a disinfectant, and we do it as a pre-milking type of rinse. Let me turn the vacuum pump on. You don't have to run a clean cycle of just plain water through. We normally do because as much as we like our stuff to be clean, we also don't like leftover chemicals. You lift this up and down, it helps create suction and really clean the inside of this claw. The disinfectant, doing it as a disinfectant is probably not the end of the world, it's just habit. Alright, I'm just going to run a clean water, a little bit of clean water through it, and then it's time to milk. And when we're done milking, I'll come back and show you guys kind of what our typical clean is. And then tonight I'm also going to do a deep clean, so you'll be able to see what a deep clean looks like as well. Okay, so the milking is done. I've already strained it, put it in a jar, and so now I'm actually going to start the washing process. First step is just a warm water rinse. And so we use a 5-gallon bucket, so we know how much water we're using, and we just run it through. A warm rinse is step number 1. After the rinse, we're going to fill the bucket again, and this time use hot water. I think they said anywhere between 180 to 212 maybe. I think ours is about 160 to be completely honest with you, and it seems to be working, but you want it as hot of water as you can possibly get. And then we're going to add our soap. This is the soap we use. Again, this is the Dairyland Brand, and I'm going to use a ½ ounce. Again, for about 3 gallons of water. This will make a lot of suds, which is kind of hard to actually wash. It's a little hard to see, but I typically let the water come up to these silver shells. Okay, once the water is up over the shells, or at least I think it is because the soap suds are kind of hard to tell, I will go ahead and start circulating this through. I will lift it up and down, and it will create kind of a swirl in the claw to help get everything out of there. step that I'm going to show you guys how we would deep clean. Typically, right here, we would just kind of run a little bit of a rinse cycle through just to help get the soap suds out, but I'm going to show you a deep clean. So, the big thing that we were missing that we didn't realize is a brush like this. It is an inflation brush, and it is perfectly, I mean, it is designed to do exactly this. So you stick it down in here, and the skinny part will come into this hose, and you just twist it around a few times, pull it back up, do the next one, pull it back up. Okay, next step is I'm going to take the milk hose off and off the milking bucket. So I'm left with the hose. Oh, it's dripping water. Let me turn the camera around so you can see how we have this cable set up. Okay, so this is actually attached to the wall right up here. I'm going to take this off, and there is a brush that attaches to this. So first step I'm going to do is I'm going to run this cable in through this hose. It is nice having it attached to the wall because then one person can do this. So we are at the other end. Just screws on like this. Now, I just pull the hose and this, oh, I bent it too much. Dip that in the sink and pull it back out. Okay, then done with that brush. And we have a big drain hole here in the floor. Hang it back up. And now I am going to take this claw off. Okay, so I can't get the claw off. I'm going to take the same brush, and I'm just going to kind of try to get in there a little bit. I will tell Kirk next time to milk to take this off and clean it because I can't get it off, but this normally just turns kind of part way and pops off, and then you can wash the inside really good. So I'm just going to kind of rinse my bucket out of soap suds because we are going to do the next step. One thing I did forget that I am going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take this and actually clean, oh, that's really heavy, clean inside the milker bucket. Okay, so I scrubbed this bucket really good, and it is full of soap suds, so I want to rinse out all the soap suds before I do the final acid milkstone rinse because you do not rinse after that. Now, put the lid back on, and the final thing that goes in our bucket is an acid rinse / milkstone remover. Again, it is from the Dairyland brand. They recommend that you do an acid rinse after every milking and a milkstone remover like twice a week, but we just buy the combo and just do it after every milking. Again, about a ½ ounce for 3 gallons of water or so. Flush that through. Okay. probably once a week. However, Kirk told me he has been taking the inflation brush through the milker probably every single morning. So the next step is take everything apart and hang it up to dry. Then we wash the lid. We got to be careful that we don't let water get into here. So I always put my thumb over top of him. Again, I take the little brush and I go through. Set him up to dry. Take the gasket. Him up to dry. There we are. Everything is hung up to dry and ready to go for tomorrow morning, where he will start off with a disinfect rinse and do it all over again. But since we've started doing it this method, our milk test has came back really good. So everything I've researched, this was the way to do it. My dad told us this was the way we needed to do it. He dairy farmed for many years. Before we were doing like just a disinfectant, thinking that that was in replace of soap. We were doing a disinfectant rinse and then doing the acid milkstone remover, and that was not enough. We absolutely had to have the soap because the soap is what removes the fat. Just like grease, you have to have fat, you have to have the soap to remove that. And then the acid rinse breaks down some more of the buildup that can happen when milking, and then the milkstone remover removes the milkstone, which kind of think of it a hard water buildup. Milk can get a really hard stone type of buildup too. So the kids are scared of a rooster. So they take off running sometimes. So anyways, I hope this saves somebody else a headache and stress like we did, because shortly after I had released that video of sometimes you want to give up on your homestead, it was very shortly after that we received a really bad milk test and we were ready to give up. But after doing some research and some talking, we figured out what we were doing wrong and got it fixed. So hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for watching.